Hi, this is Bruce Boudreau, Uncensored. Well, kind of.
One of the funnier things that I've seen on the ice that happens, and things happen all the time, is we were in Sherbrooke one night and one of our defensemen got hit behind the net, and our trainer, back in the 80s, the trainer didn't have to be a medical guy like he is now. He would probably do the equipment and the medical. So he had his knowledge of CPR, and he'd take his odd Red Cross course, but I mean, a lot of times he didn't know a lot, and you'd rely on the doctors being there if you were seriously hurt. So our guy got knocked out behind the net, and our trainer comes running across the ice, and he's out cold, so he's there slapping him, and then he starts slapping him harder, and then all of a sudden the guy starts to wake up and go, oh, and he's slapping him harder. You okay, what's wrong? And he goes, my jaw's broken. And he was slapping him in the face, and all of the guys that were standing around like in a quiet hush all of a sudden departed, and we all started laughing to ourselves because we knew our poor trainer wasn't qualified, and he was slapping a guy that had a broken jaw. I got three real good ones, I think, that always stick out with me. This was one that Maine Mariners were the Philadelphia Flyers farm club, and they were just a mirror image of the Flyers. And we had a huge fight in Moncton. I was playing in Moncton, and the coaches' boxes were just separated by nothing. There was nothing. And after we're all on the ice fighting, and then the next thing you know, you see Pat Quinn going on the ice, and Eddie Johnson, who was our coach, the old Bruin goalie, jumping on Pat Quinn's back, and they're going toe-to-toe at center ice. The jackets are being ripped off. It was just like, whoa, let's get the cops and the dogs and everything in here. And then when the fight was done and we went to our dressing room, they came into our dressing room and they started it again, which was really crazy. So I mean, that was one fight I thought was really, I remember being on the ice and actually scared, watching everybody going at it. And the first bench clearing brawl, again with the Flyers, it was funny. It was, I think I might have been my third game in the NHL, and we're in Philadelphia, and Daryl Sittler and Bobby Clark were two of the best in history of the game, and they were going at it with each other. And then they started getting they went into a fight, and once you fought Bobby Clark, okay, then the whole team was on top of you, and the Flyers all came to their aid, and we had a pretty tough team, and we all came to Daryl's aid, and they're going at it. About 8 minutes later, when it's all settled down, Daryl, I'm looking like I'm just standing there, and Daryl's being held back by 2 or 3 guys, and he goes, Bruce, you turn around and you get that Clark. You go get him right now. And I turned around, and Dave Schultz and Bob Kelly were standing right beside Clark at center ice with nobody else. And I looked back at Daryl and I shook my head and I said, no, I'm not. Because I mean, I would have been killed. And I thought that was always, like, Daryl never said anything to me about it, but I don't think I was ever so petrified at that moment. And the other fight was in junior, when we were playing in the playoffs, and our coach, George Armstrong, always used to say, the night before a game, think of 2 things you can do to help this team win. And that's what I want you to think about. So we're in warm-up, pre-game warm-up, and they're skating one way and we're skating the other way. And absolutely just like in Slapshot, one of our guys, Dave Norris, comes across and sucker punches Wilf Paymont, knocks him out cold at center ice. And then that's it. Everybody's going at it. And we finally get it settled down in the dressing room, and we're saying, Dave, what were you thinking about? What did why did you do this? And he goes, well, George told us to think of 2 things. I don't play very much. He said, so I'm trying to think of 2 things to help our team, so I thought about lining them up and hitting them. And I thought, I mean, that's forever. That's 1975, so that's stayed with me for an awful long time.